What's up, everyone? Welcome to the November 16th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoney DFS. We have a 10-game NBA slate tonight, so we're going to look at some of the best tournament plays on FanDuel. But first, click the link in the description below. Sign up, make a deposit at BetMGM, place a real money wager, and receive a risk-free first bet up to $1,000 in addition to 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. Don't miss out on this offer. Take advantage. Click that link in the description below. Now, as I said before, we do have 10 games tonight. There are a lot of moving parts. We're waiting on a bunch of injury news. Some injury news is coming out as I'm recording this as well. So some stuff is going to change. Probably a lot of stuff is going to change between now and lock. So be sure to tune in to the deeper dive and live before lock shows on the Stokastic YouTube channel before you finalize your lineups. But for now, we're going to take a look at how things currently stand, looking at the boom bust tool on the stokastic.com website. Starting at number 5, Kristaps Porzingis, projected for 12% ownership with a 14% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Porzingis is power forward and center eligible in a favorable matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder tonight. In the games that Porzingis has played with Beal active this season, Porzingis has averaged 1.22 FanDuel points per minute in about 31 minutes per game. He sits at just $8,200. Number 4, on the other side of that game, Josh Giddey is $6,800 with point guard and shooting guard eligibility. Giddey has averaged 1.03 FanDuel points per minute this season and is projected for 14% ownership with a 15% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Giddey is now fully healthy and is typically giving you around 33 minutes per game for Oklahoma City. Number 3, DeAndre Jordan, $4,000 center, projected for 17% ownership with an 18% chance of being in the optimal lineup. There is plenty of risk here. Jordan has primarily been the backup to Nikola Jokic this year, but that does not mean he has to start this game. So that's one risk factor, is that you just get a different starting center, and this is the last game of the slate. The other risk factor is that you could conceivably just get a three-headed monster at center where you have DeAndre Jordan start and play 20 to 22 minutes. You have Zeke Naji back him up. Jeff Green gets some minutes. It can be a pretty messy rotation, but Jordan is inexpensive, and he has averaged 1 fantasy point per minute so far this season. With Jokic out, Bones Highland is also out, and Aaron Gordon is questionable. There are a lot of minutes available. So Jordan looks like a solid option as long as his ownership doesn't get too out of control. Right now, he's projected for 17% ownership with an 18% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Number 2, Jaylen Brown, shooting guard and small forward eligible, projected for about 21% ownership with about a 21% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Brown is second on the Celtics in usage. He's averaging 1.09 FanDuel points per minute, and he is second in minutes per game with 36.5 minutes per game this season. And number 1, Terry Rozier, point guard and shooting guard eligible at $7,700. Rozier projects for 22% ownership with a 22% chance of being in the optimal lineup. He's averaged 1.03 FanDuel points per minute not this season, in 72 total games since the start of last season that he's played without Gordon Hayward and with LaMelo Ball. Rozier has averaged 1.03 FanDuel points per minute in those games and about 34 minutes per game. So to recap, the top 5 tournament options on FanDuel as things currently stand: number 5, Kristaps Porzingis; number 4, Josh Giddey; number 3, DeAndre Jordan; number 2, Jaylen Brown; and number 1, Terry Rozier.